Hey everyone, I have the next 10 books that I have read that are nonfiction that I would like to share with you. These are just from my bookshelf, so I've read them like a long time ago. But the first one is Influenza, the 100-Year Hunt to Cure the Deadliest Disease in History by Dr. Jeremy Brown. This one was so crazy because obviously it's about the flu back in the day when it was really horrible. I think it was 1917 or 1918. But it's just so much that's so similar to what is going on right now, and it's very frustrating in parts. You're like, how could this be happening? How can we not have handled this better? And yeah, it was also interesting to hear about like how vaccines are created and all that sort of thing. So yeah, book was really good. It was not at all like anxiety provoking or anything. It was just like, why did we not do this better? So that was a good book. The next book I just reviewed recently, Five Lives Remember by Dolores Cannon. She is fascinating if you're curious about kind of like woo-woo, past life, spirituality, why are we here, what is the meaning of life, all that sort of thing. I really enjoy it because although it's different than like what I've ever thought before, so much of what she says does line up with my beliefs and my religion, even though it sounds completely crazy. And so it's interesting to hear about something that's so different, but all the main themes, like they're huge themes of love, not necessarily in this book, but in her other works. And just like how important love is in this world is very similar to Christianity and stuff like that. But this is her first book and covers her first woman that she ever got to do past life regression with. And I didn't like it as much as her other ones, which I'm not sure why they're not on my shelf. I think that I wanted to reread the one that I read of hers before that I liked a lot better. So maybe that's why it's not on my shelf. But anyway, she's very interesting to read books from. Next, I have In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. I think this might have been the first true crime book. I'm not quite sure, but it was definitely interesting to hear about this murder of this family and just the whole investigation and all that sort of thing. It's definitely a classic if you're interested in true crime. And then next, it's interesting that these go together because this is actually about Harper Lee and her investigation in this crime that happened because I don't know, it's probably common knowledge, but I didn't realize it at first that she actually helped him with this book. And so she had researched other crimes, and this is about one of them. It says Murder, Fraud, and the Last Trial of Harper Lee. Very, very good. I enjoyed this. And then You Never Forget Your First. This is a book by Alexis Coe. It's a biography of Washington, and it's just interesting because it's written by a woman, and there are a lot of funny things in here. It's just nice to have a biography that is more honest, I guess, as opposed to like, oh, George Washington. Yeah. Then we have this book, Rosalie by Leon Dash. I haven't read this in a long time. Let me see. I think it's, what is it? I don't even remember. I remember I enjoyed it. Oh my gosh. Basically, it says she was a mother at 14. Maybe I should reread this. She was a mother at 14 and a wife at 16. And it's just about her like not being able to monetarily provide for her family, and about the life that she had to live in order to support her kids and take care of her kids. And yeah, definitely I need to reread this because it's sounding super good and I don't remember a lot of it. The next book is The Dungeon Master by William Dear. Basically, back in the day, I don't know when this was, in the 70s, at Michigan State, which is not too far from my house, this guy, it's not a character, this is a true story. He was playing Dungeons and Dragons in these actual tunnels that are under the Michigan State campus, and he goes missing. So this is about the search for him and kind of like this whole underground, literally, Dungeons and Dragons scene at Michigan State University. So super, super interesting. Apparently a movie was made about this, but I have never watched it and I did not realize that. But it's true. This book is Heartbreaking Zoetoon by Dave Eggers. I was shocked. This is about Hurricane Katrina, and I was shocked at what happened to people of different races who were trying to help and who were saving so many people, and what they had to go through as a result of racism and all sorts of other things when they're actually doing a lot of good. So this is true. Well, obviously these are all nonfiction, of course it's true, but I had never heard this story about Hurricane Katrina until I read this book, and it was heartbreaking and shocking, and it shouldn't shock me, but anyway, read this. Next, The Stranger in the Woods by Michael Finkel. This is about a guy, I believe in Maine, who just goes off into the woods and is never seen again. And there's the rumors that there's this guy who lives in the woods because things go missing in this one area at a campground that they have for, like, I think kids or something. And then also like cabins and things that are near there, things will go missing. And so there's this legend of this man, but this is actually the search to find him and to discover more about why he just walked into the woods and was never seen again. So yeah, The Extraordinary Story of the Last True Hermit. And finally, another book that I reviewed recently, well-read Black Girl. It's by Glory Edom, and basically it's all these super influential, super amazing Black women telling their story about how reading impacted their lives, how they came across books and reading, how they found themselves represented in books, kind of the first books that touched their souls. And it was amazing. It definitely is like a book of books. There's even like reading lists throughout here as like books that are mentioned, or like I think there's a list of poetry. There's like all these different genres that, like, if you like this type of book, here are a bunch of famous books by Black authors that kind of meet that genre or whatever. So I love this. So those are my next few books. I will share some more tomorrow, probably. No, maybe the next day. I'm a little busy tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm curious if you have read any of these or would like to read any of them. Talk to you later. Bye.